Good day, everyone. This is Joyce Evera, and I'll be your discussant in this subject. So, today, our discussion is all about remedial instruction in reading, and it will focus on correcting perceptual and decoding deficit in word recognition. So before we proceed with our main focus in this discussion, let me just give to you the meaning of remedial instruction in reading. And to start that, let me just define first to you what is remedial. So remedial is an action that is intended to correct something that is wrong or to improve a bad situation. So in connect to educational aspects, remedial is intended for students who are experiencing learning difficulties. It is assigned to assist students in order to achieve their expected competencies with regards to their academic skills. Now, when we say remedial reading, it is a correcting and improving deficient skills in specific subject. It is also a change that helps a remedy a weakness in the area of reading. Now, the main goal of this is to reduce the number of students who have difficulty learning to read and to write. This is important because it will help the students to improve both reading fluency and reading comprehension. So let us now move on to our main topic, which is correcting perceptual and decoding deficit in word recognition. So to begin with, let me just define first to you what is perceptual. So perceptual is the ability to notice something or come to an opinion about something using senses. Well, you probably know what five senses are, right? We have our five senses. We have the sense of sight, sense of hearing, sense of touch, sense of taste, and sense of smell. And these senses are the psychological basis of perception. Now, perception having senses may vary from one person to another because each person's brain interprets stimuli differently based on their individual learning. It should be their memory, emotions, or expectations. For example, if there are five people in one room looking at a bouquet of flowers, what do you think are on their minds? Will they come up with the same description or conclusion? Well, probably they will derive from different answers and explanations. Why? Because maybe some of them might describe the flowers based on its color, or some of them might describe the flowers how they make them feel, what they remind of them. Just like what I've said before, each person's brain interprets stimuli differently based on their individual learning. So we have our own interpretation based on what we see or what we feel or based on our senses. Next, we have the word deficit. So when we say deficit, it is a deficiency or failing, especially in a neurological, psychological function. Meaning to say it is a problem that causes decrease in some ability. Next, we have word recognition. So word recognition is the ability of a reader to recognize written words correctly and virtually effortless. And I think this is already a self-explanatory. Therefore, correcting perceptual and decoding deficit in word recognition deals with correcting and identifying the disabilities of a person in word recognition. And we have two ways of identifying whether student has insufficient competence in visual analysis of the word. The first one is the student when pronouncing words verbally, selecting inappropriate elements to sound out, and often he or she tries again and again to use the same analysis even when it does not work. For instance, there is a child who is starting to learn three-letter word and then you ask him or her to read the word rainbow. So since the word rainbow is new to that child, he or she will try to read that word even if that child doesn't know the right pronunciation for it. So meaning to say, the child has insufficient incompetence in visual analysis as he or she cannot recognize the word as well as pronouncing it correctly. Second, when teacher shows him or her the word covering up parts of it, if the student is able to recognize it, her problem in word recognition is faulty visual analysis. For instance, using the same example from the first one, a child is starting to learn three-letter word, and then we ask him or her to read the word rainbow. So learning three-letter word, it only means that he or she can only read the three-letter word from the word rainbow, which is the bow. And we can say that the child has faulty visual analysis if he can only recognize some parts of unfamiliar words and not the entire word. So that's all from my report. I hope you learned something from it. So thank you and have a great day, everyone.